Recording in progress.
Okay, good morning and welcome to this pop-up chair yoga class. So I'm going to admit these people. There we go. Okay, thank you for joining. Hi, thanks for joining. So we are going to do a chair yoga, and a chair is simply a prop. So you can either sit in it to do the poses as I'll demonstrate, or you can stand and maybe use it to steady yourself if you'd rather. And if you don't need no stinking chair, you don't have to use a chair. So it's really an opportunity for us to be mindful, putting our mind and body together at one time. To also, be aware of our breath, how our body is feeling, just being in touch and doing a little stretching and balance. So that's the plan today. I'm lucky that my husband Ken is joining this practice today, and I'm glad that you tuned in as well. So anything that's going on with your body, you should honor that. So, if some pose doesn't work for you, then maybe modify it or just skip it, because waiting is an option, as I like to say. So it's a practice, not a perfect. And I also wanted to mention that today we're going to be in holds. That means we're going to be staying with the pose for 5 breaths. So we'll be doing that in crescent pose. So that's the wobbly pose. The warrior 1, the warrior 2, exalted warrior, and side angle pose. So in each one of those, we're going to count our own breaths. So when you finish your 5 breaths, you can release from the pose. But first we come to Samastiti. We come to the moment to be present. So I'm going to sit in my chair. You're welcome to stand behind it or sit in the chair. My voice will change a little. If you're going to choose to sit, come to the edge of your chair. And if you're standing, you can be behind or in front of the chair, so whatever works out best for you. Feel the feet are rooted or grounded into the earth. Envision some energy between the legs, whether that's thinking of holding a pillow softly or pushing your knees out. They don't move, but they have some energy. Coming to our Mula Bandha, our pelvic floor energy, if you recall, that energy source acts as a grounding, and it also holds as a hammock. Sets for boys and girls alike. That lower belly draws inward, the action of Uddiyana, without squeezing your bum or other muscles. So it's just kind of that zipper motion. And then visualize your spine lifting. So whether you're sitting or standing, you're working up against the pull of gravity. Relax through your neck and shoulders. And then the hands are going to reach to the side, and they're active or vibrant. So I'm not just relaxing my hands, because then everything else seems to follow. So reach through the fingertips as you lift through the crown of the head. Your eyes can be open, lowered, or closed as you now take some awareness of your breath. So as you're breathing, was there an issue? No? So you're just tuning into the breath, noticing how long it takes to move into you and how long it takes to flow out of you. There is no right or wrong breathing. There's just a deeper breath or a shallow breath. So we bring a little more mindfulness to the breath, kind of helps push away some of those distractions, right? And if your eyes are lowered or closed, go ahead and open them up. Stretch the arms out to the sides of the body. So now you're lifting through the crown of the head, grounding into the earth, and expanding to the sides of your space. Check that the shoulders aren't holding the arms up, that the shoulders are anchored down and you feel that energy radiating outward. You should feel the ribs are floating upon the hips and still mindfulness to the breath. So we're going to show you some modifications for hands coming together. You can either bend the elbows and bring the hands together in front of your face, or you can lift the arms over your head, join the palms. So again, whether you need that modification or can reach the arms up, take 5 breaths. As that next breath moves out, you're going to let the elbows bend and the hands will all come down to our heart, feeling that softness. This is where we cultivate our attitude of gratitude. We're going to begin with a little rotation. Rotation for some people is a little cautionary. So let's put the hands on our lap, sitting up or standing up nice and tall, either way. And you're just going to begin turning your head side to side. If you have been told or you know that twisting your spine isn't the best thing, stick with the head turn. It doesn't have to be fast. It needn't be slow. It's just going from side to side. As you pause for a second, let me show you the next movement that will involve some twisting. So as you mirror me, the right arm will come up, and not only will your head turn, but you'll just kind of present things around, and then the hand comes back down, and then you'll do the same thing to the other side, and that will make you twist a little more. If you're choosing the standing option in that Tadasana, you do the rotation, and you draw back, and the rotation, and you draw back. So do the one that is best for you, whether it's just a head or the entire body. As you make your breath in, you turn, and your breath out, you return. We don't have to be doing this on the same arm at the same time. Play with the expansion. Can you do a little bit more? Is it feeling okay? Nothing should hurt. Sometimes it may feel a little uncomfortable. Okay, little variation, still a rotation. And if the arm doesn't want to go up straight, you're going to bend the elbow, move the elbow back as you turn, and then bring it back, and we'll repeat the same arm. If you were able to do this, and I'll do it standing as well, maybe you take that full arm all the way around. If you're sitting in the chair, don't hit the chair with your arm. That could hurt. And go with that lifting. That lifting as the arm goes up, the spine goes up. Maybe let your eyes follow the hand. It's okay to have limitations. Sometimes there's sticky spots. So again, use that variation. Let's do one more with this arm. Pause. If you're standing in Tadasana, hold on to that zipper. Sometimes the hips fall forward. Let's try the other side. So here's your modification. It's more of an elbow leading the way. And if you were able to do that full sweep of the arm, and if you did it standing, there's no right speed, so maybe you need a little more time, or maybe you can just move it quickly. So maybe one more time, and then when you finish that last time, we'll pause. So now we're going to move into some undulations. It looks like this with your back. Those of us who have some issues with bone density might want to do more of this. Yeah, it's like the queen wave. Or if you don't have issues, you can go further. So if you're standing, you can either sit back down or you can do this with your hands on your thighs as you go up and down from here. And if you were seated, you would lead forward with your heart, tighten your belly, and roll back. So you'll feel it's more of a spine stretch, and then extending the spine. Nothing should be forced, everything is mindful. So when you go forward, you lead out with your heart, then you drop your head down, round your back like going through the cat pose, and then sticking out your chest as you go forward, keeping your chin up, then dropping the head and rolling up. So the last thing that goes down is your head. So keep looking up when you go forward. Keep looking up, keep looking up, keep looking up, look up, look up. Now as you bow your head and look to your belly and slowly straighten your spine, and the last thing that comes up is the head. Keep your face forward one last time. Go forward, head up, head up, head up. Bow the head, roll back, roll back. That should feel good, right? Let's all sit in the chair if you're not there already, and pick up the right leg by holding underneath or holding in front and moving that foot in a circular pattern. A few times in each direction. And mindfully switch to the other leg. Holding behind, holding in front as you wish. That was my ankle popping. Didn't hurt. Going the other way. Still attentive to your breath and mindful to your bandhas. Okay, so we've kind of prepared our body for some movements. I'm going to set the pattern or the pose in the chair. Then I will move and stand adjacent to the chair if you want to not use the chair seated position. This one is the crescent pose, half moon pose, and it's a standing one generally, but if you're doing it in the chair, it still has elements of opening and balance. So if you're sitting, you're going to take one leg to the side of the chair. As you lean over, the front leg will turn under and then slide back. And I want you to notice I'm on the ball of my foot. And I suppose another way to do that would be to bring both legs around, take the leg toward the front of the chair and slide it back, either or. Once you get to this position, use the chair back to support you as you come up. You have some choices with your arms. Keeping the back knees straight, the arms can be down, out, up, or out to the side. If you're choosing the stand option, it's the same thing. You might want to use the back of the chair. So as I put my bent knee on that leg and my other leg, that would be toward the front of the chair, on the ball of the foot, and my feet are hip distance apart. My back leg is straight, my front knee is bent. Again, I may want the arms by my side or one hand to hold on, forward or overhead or out to the side. 5 breaths. As you move away from your 5th breath, we'll all lean forward, taking the pressure off the back leg. Drag your back leg up. For those of you in the chair, do the hokey pokey and walk yourself to the other side. Those who are doing the standing option will go to the other side to sit yourself up. This time I will show you the crescent pose from the chair. So I lean forward, my toe is turned under. My leg goes straight. By leaning forward, that's much easier to accomplish. So lean forward, rest on your thigh with your hands so your back has support. Straighten the back leg until it goes fully straight, like not bent. Keep going, lean further forward. Keep moving your legs straight. So if you're mirroring me, it's going to be your right leg. Then slowly bring yourself to an upright position. Some of you may want to hold on in the chair at the back. Some have the arm down, out to the side, arms in front, a little more challenge, or arms overhead. And we breathe 5 breaths. Squeeze the back leg straight. Moving on towards your 5th breath, we all lean forward. When you lean forward, it releases the tension that you probably felt. Relax the back leg and then drag that leg up. Same thing if you're standing. So we're going to go back to the first side for Virabhadrasana 1, the warrior 1. So if we go back, those of you in the chair, and sit on the side that you were, this front leg will stay the same. And you may have to scoot out on your chair a wee bit. Again, lean forward, slide the foot back. So I use that crescent pose to begin with, then I drop down my heel. So my hips and my chest are facing forward. This may be all you can do. If you can, so you want the pinky toe side of the foot to the floor, because it's going to want to roll into the arch. So really force the pinky toe side. If possible, use your hands to upright yourself. Hold on to the chair back. You have the same choice with arms front, overhead, or down by the side. If you're doing the standing option with the help of the chair, you get to that crescent pose, drop your heel down, front knee is bent. Again, same option with the hands, without the chair, with the chair, overhead, out to the side. So for warrior 1, the chest and the hips are pointing toward the front leg. 5 breaths. Moving to close your 5th breath, everyone will lean the body forward. Now flip that back heel up so you don't tweak your knee, and then slide the back foot up. If you're standing, you'll walk to the other side. You'll go into your crescent pose and drop the heel. If you're seated, you bring both legs around, swing that front leg over and the ball of the foot, lean forward so that back leg can straighten, and then drop your heel down. Check and feel your hips so that the hips and the chest are pointing forward. You may only get to here, that's fine. You may come all the way up. Feel free to use the chair, maybe one arm to the side, more challenging the arms in front or overhead, you decide. 5 breaths. Moving away from the 5th breath, we all lean forward, we all flip the back heel up, and when ready, drag the back leg up, and we'll turn, for those in the chair, and face forward. I'll demonstrate Virabhadrasana 2. Standing, you will go back to that crescent pose. You'll drop the heel as we did in Virabhadrasana 1. The difference is instead of your hips and chest facing the front leg, it's going to turn away from the seat of the chair. Now what happens for those standing is that when you turn, sometimes that knee wants to come. So you really want this knee anchored, and then you turn the hips and you turn the chest. Then you'll extend the arms. With the chair, you can hold on and look to that hand. So if you were doing it from behind the chair, you would open up the chest and the hips, and here would be your warrior 2. Maybe you lift your arm up. From the chair, getting there exactly the same way, the crescent pose, grounding your foot as you did in warrior 1. Now as you come up, maybe hold your hand on your thigh, and the other arm opens your chest and hips. This should make it easier in a way than the warrior one. Let that arm go behind. And if you need this hand to support your back, you gaze over that front leg, or if it's appropriate, lift the arm. 5 breaths. We're going to stay in this position and move to the exalted warrior for 5 breaths. So whether you're standing or you're seated, you're going to turn the front palm up and raise it, either reaching outward or upward, and the back hand will rest softly on your back leg. Traditionally, you look at the high hand. If you're at the chair and that makes you feel wobbly, you put that hand down, let the low hand drop, and take your focus up. Maybe you feel your knee touch the chair for a little more stability so that then you can raise the arm into the crescent pose. Into the exalted warrior pose. 3 more breaths. So we'll stay in this warrior 2 as we come back and we go to the side angle pose. Those of you standing will rest your hand on the back of the chair or on your thigh and bring the arm from behind you as best you can, the upper arm coming to the ear. Now if you need to modify for your shoulder, bend the elbow. If you're in the chair, you were at warrior 2, you're simply going to let this arm either come in front of the leg, or if it's better to support your back with the hand on the leg, and keep that high arm coming. So you should feel a diagonal line from the tip of your finger, down your arm, down your side, down your leg. Side angle pose. 4 breaths. Finding your way back to warrior 2. Everyone's going to flip that back heel up. Drag the back leg forward. Those of us seated will come around to the other side. Those standing brought the back leg up, and we go through that series. So to review, it's warrior 2, exalted warrior, side angle pose. I'm going to do the standing options, so those in the chair, make sure you get yourself up. This front knee tracks well. The back leg, you started on the ball of the foot and dropped the heel toward the pinky toe side. You used your hand and you opened your body away from the chair, hips and chest moving away. And if you don't need this hand, if it doesn't necessary, you reach it forward and you look to the front hand. Those of us standing may or may not use the back of the chair. 5 breaths. As you move to your last breath, the arm behind you rests softly on that leg. The arm in front of you flips up, travels up your wall, going as high as it can, looking at that hand. If you're behind the chair, and you can scoot your knee over to touch the chair so you feel a little more stable, or leave your hand on the chair as you lift your chest. If it feels prudent, you would lift the high arm. So traditionally, you're looking at the high hand. Feel the ribs on the front, open off of your hips. 3 breaths. As we move to side angle pose, carefully come back through warrior two, and then your option is hand on the chair, hand on your leg, or hand inside your leg. Watch the back hand as it moves as prudently as possible towards your ear. So you've created that diagonal line. If you need to modify, you still have the elbow bent with the hand above your head. 5 breaths. Coming out of that last breath, you return to your warrior by dropping the back arm, lifting the front arm, flipping the back heel up, leaning forward, and stepping or dragging your front foot up. So let's all come to the chair, if not there already. So this would be like the pretzel pose if we were laying our backs, and if you want to go to the floor and lay on your back, you put an ankle, so without using our hands perhaps, lean back into the chair, pick up your leg. Can you place it upon the thigh? I know how this goes. Usually that bottom knee comes in to make it a little easier. So if you need to help, place it properly. So you have the bottom knee above the bottom ankle. The other ankle is stacked on the knee. Grab your shins, lift and straighten your spine. Now your knee may be up here. When I get to the other side, mine will be up here, or it may be lower. Doesn't mean one thing or another, it's just you figuring out you. Sitting nice and tall, making your shirt smooth and the crown of your head lift. This might be enough. You might feel that hip and back and say, I'm good right here. Welcome to stay here. For those who would or need a little more, bring the heart forward in increments through your breath. When you get to that point, as far forward as you feel that it is without compromising. So if I showed you from this side, we are hinging forward with a neutral spine as opposed to rounding forward and compressing the spine. How far forward you go is not the important thing. How you go forward, bringing that heart forward. Now, when you get to that end point, let's take 5 breaths. Cultivating patience, calm, releasing, relaxing. So as you move to that last breath, engage your bandhas, so tighten up your belly, use your hands and slowly straighten the spine. Give your body time to move out of the pose, lifting up nice and tall. Look, Ma, no hands, offload the foot. And we're gonna go to the other side. You're gonna see me do something very different on this side because I am accommodating my issue. So bringing that leg up, again, watch this as in heaven. So if you need a little help, lean back, lift the leg, and then place. So you have foot below the knee, below the ankle. Then grab hold of the shin. If you're very tight in the hips, there's nothing wrong with holding on outside. Then we know the next part is to lift nice and tall. As I explore my own range of motion, which I'm thinking is a little better today, I begin my hinge forward, very mindful to where I think there might be an issue, and then I see how it goes, and maybe that's as far as I go. Maybe I back out of it, maybe I modify. So if you were doing this on the floor, it'd be the same thing. Some people hold behind that leg. I usually just hold that leg anyway. So let's do our 5 breaths. Moving out of your breath, mindfully engaging through your core, and bringing your spine up nice and tall, removing the hands, and ever so gently releasing the legs. Good for us. So into the shoulders. The front of our shoulders, or the anterior of the shoulder, is usually very tight, and it makes all the sense in the world. Everything we do is in front of us. Driving, eating, reading. Did I mention eating? So anything that we're doing here brings us into that roundedness. So I find it very prudent to open, artificially open. And again, you can stay in the chair or you can stand. I'll stand so that it gives you a better view. What we're going to do is a few what I would think of like breaststrokes. So if you're in the chair, just be careful you don't hit the chair. If you're standing, find that mountain pose as you stand. So we bring a little warmth into the upper body. Then next time the arms go around, and I'll turn my back to you, I want you to see you're going to grab one hand, or maybe you'll lace the fingers. It doesn't matter which one. And if you're in the chair and you cannot get the hands together for whatever reason, grab the back edges of the chair. Once you have the bind, either at the chair or with your hands, see if you can lift up your chest and allow the elbows to straighten. And you feel the anterior of the shoulder, yes? So I'm holding the back of the chair, or I have straightened my arms. Perhaps the hands come off your bum. Let's take 5 breaths here. Now here's a wonderful thing. Whether you're sitting or standing, slowly release the hands and return to that initial position of Tadasana, or mountain pose. Don't you feel more fluffy? Like your arms don't want to do this? It really helps. My suggestion would be, as you live your life, find a moment to put the hands behind and pull them off your back. Probably not when you're brushing your teeth, but when you can find a moment, because it will bring yourself more into balance. So we're going to move into the cat and cow. For those of you choosing the seated position, you can do it just as well. The hands will be on your thighs, and if you'd rather stand, you can put the hands on the seat of the chair, and if the palms don't feel comfortable, be on your knuckles with your thumbs forward. Now, depending on your size, your knees may need to be a little bent, or they could be straight, doesn't matter. So you're going to drop the tailbone. Just imagine you have a hole in your pants that you don't want anybody to see. So you tuck your tailbone under and pull the belly button in, and then slowly bow the head so you look towards your tummy. This is our breath out, and this is the cat pose. If you're in the chair seated, you are doing this rounded back with your hands here. As we go to the cow pose, think of a cow who's been in the pasture too long. I stick out my chest, lift up my chin, and almost feel like there's a curve or a bend in my back. For those who are standing, you're going to tip the tailbone up so people could see that there is no hole in your pants. I'm not fond of throwing the head back, but I just want the chest extended forward. This is my breath in. Now, following your own breath, let's do 5 of the cats and cows. Doesn't matter how slowly you go. So the exhale is the cat, and the inhale is the cow. You should be coming upon your fifth one, and let's remain in the cow pose. When you get there, just wait. So keep your chest lifted, your face up, push on your hands and bring yourself upright. Those of you who are standing, turn around and sit sideways in your chair like I'm doing, with the back of your chair to your side. So this one is isometric, as we've been doing holding, and it will require strength from what is called the core, both the abdominal wall and your back extensor muscles. A couple of things can make it more challenging. One is to fold your hands over your chest and make it heavier. The other one is to put the hands on the head or around the head without pulling on anything. Now the easier one to do, if you have a little issue with your back and you want to be judicious, and that is to float the arms in front. So do you remember the bandhas? Mula bandha, re-engage. Action of Uddiyana, re-engage. So now you have your corset on. Let's float the arms forward, first together, and not rounding the back, but just hinging or leaning back. So you're looking out over your hands. If you wanted a little more, you might want to move the arms up. A little more from there, you put your hands over your shoulders. A little more from there, you put your hands on your head. You may try it and say, oh, I don't think I want that one. So let's take 5 breaths in the position that's best suited to you. Feet are on the floor. As you move to your last breath, you're going to let the arms come in front of you if they're not there already. You're going to reach out and lower yourself onto your forearms, keeping your chin up and just feeling a relax in the back, right? That feels good. So let's move into that position again. Bring yourself upright. Let's review the Mula bandha. The action of Uddiyana. So everything is engaged. You can keep the hands here. You can move them here. You can place them there or here as you lean back. So you should feel that there is some tightness going on. Now breathe, 5 breaths. Bringing those arms forward of the body and then lower them as the forearms again absorb the weight of your body and you rest. So you can almost feel those back muscles just resolve. Shake your head a bit. Yes, I do feel that. And then move your head a big no. And then bring yourself to face the end of the chair. And we're going to sit with your back into the chair. And I do a little bit more for my feet before I move into Shavasana. So for those of you who like to go on the floor, I'll let you know when that time comes, and maybe you put your feet up on the chair and rest. If you feel you need support, this is a little more core, you can hold on to the chair, Or you can leave your hands relaxed on your lap, or maybe a mudra gesture where a finger and a thumb of your choosing come together. So the upper back into the chair, I have the action of Uddiyana. I'm going to lift my feet, flex the feet by pulling the toes back. Now, I know you might think that you'll cramp, so you don't have to point the toes, but you can push the ball of the foot forward and then let the legs come back down. If you're shorter and your feet don't really come down, your tops of the balls of your feet or the toes should be able to kind of drag back. If that felt like it was a bit much for your back, hold on. So it's to lift, squeeze your legs straight, pull the feet back, stretch the feet out, lower the legs back down. Now, I would advocate for you watching your own feet. So watch as those kneecaps flatten, and then that you really push the toes back and push the heels out. Twice more. Really squeezing the thigh muscles, really flexing the feet, and then working those toes forward. And here's your last one. Sit nice and tall. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And now I invite you to relax. So you could just stay with your back to the chair, let your legs relax, your hands relax, your head relax. You could go back if you like that feeling of resting on your forearms and let your head drop down. And if you were comfortable going on the floor, I don't know what your situation is, you can lay down and rest your legs up on the chair. That's a very nice feeling. So now it's just a few moments of doing nothing. So we do nothing. What's that about? So we just sit and lower the eyes, and we return to that breath from whence we began. And I give you just a few quiet moments to maybe wander around in your body, see how it's feeling. Maybe you're holding tension in a certain body part, so you can consciously relax it. Be it through the shoulders, in the back, in your hips. How about the jaw? Oftentimes when we relax our body, the mind gets very chatty and starts looking for something to do. So this practice of Shavasana is trying to push away those distractions and find quietness in the still moment. Wait for the singing bowl. Let this time be yours. So there is the singing bowl welcoming you back from that moment of calm and quiet and nothingness. And as you stay in that space, I'll share some thoughts for us as we come up to the end of July. This one about small differences. So Marianne Wright Edelman wrote, "We must not, in trying to think about how we can make a big difference, Ignore the small daily differences we can make, which over time add up to big differences that we often cannot foresee. There are so many problems in the world. How do we begin to make a dent in fixing them? It's so easy to become discouraged when we think about how much there is to do and how little that we have to do with it. But we can do something. If we can't afford to give $100 to charity, $10 is better than nothing. And if we can't volunteer our time every week, maybe a few hours a year can help. And if enough of us act in this way, we can change the world. So our thought then for us today, every day I can do something to better the world, even if it's offering a smile to someone you don't know. And if someone needs some comfort. So with that said, bring yourself to a seated position. Find that tall seated version of the Tadasana, so bandhas, lifting, opening the arms, and as they allow, reach up, grab the hands together, and with hands at the heart, we say, the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. I thank you for joining this pop-up practice. It will be available later if you'd like to do it again. Enjoy the rest of your day.